Lyn.
All
Right?
Yeah, good.
Proud Merthyr boy.
Absolutely.
Founder of, one of the co-founders of the Merthyr Rising Arts Festival.
Yeah.
Obviously well versed with the story of Dic Penderyn. Tell me a little bit about, your background, your passion for the story. How did it all come about?
Well, Merthyr Rising itself, I first got to know about it in school. Yeah, it was sort of a big topic for us to understand the Merthyr Rising itself, get to know it. Especially being a Merthyr boy, obviously it's important to know
Yeah.
the history of your hometown. But obviously, when I was given the chance to look at Merthyr Rising Festival, I threw myself into it. I threw myself into the history of it really, and to understand the story and understand how important that story is to share with the world,
Mm.
And I soon realised once I started that festival how significant the story was to conceptualise a brand of a festival, which was how can I put it? It was symbolic. It was rooted in resistance, and I think at the time as well it had something which would synergize with what's going on in current times.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, obviously we've become firm collaborators and friends,
Yeah.
I'd like to say, and I think since I've got to know you personally, we're very much on the same page, as it were, and we do live in a very divisive society, and I think if we can learn anything from our ancestors, it is the best way, or perhaps even the only way, to create a better society is much like our ancestors, by coming together.
Absolutely.
I think the message of a film like Iniquity and everything you do with the Merthyr Rising Festival and everything you continue for Merthyr conveys that message. How important is it, do you think, that we bring people together through art, through storytelling, through community?
Yeah, well, I think what the story does depict is that the strength in unity, and to get things done, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Without these divisive sort of aspects of politics these days. Even sort of society itself is quite divisive now. And I think what the festival did do since its inception in just over 10 years ago now, it did naturally bring people together, despite people's political preferences.
Yeah.
I think what people found in the story is that united, you can get things done, and you can deliver an impactful message. And it did at the time. It was really significant what the cultural sort of impact the Merthyr Rising Festival did. And also as well, it's quite educational as well, because when people, it was predominantly a festival, which is, an entertainment festival with arts and music, but there was an element of political discourse, discussion. I mean, trying to encourage people to talk about, societal matters, and things that make a difference to the common people. So, I think bringing all those things together, you find you get common ground.
Yeah.
And it certainly did at the time. There was common ground with the people. And the other thing I learned as well is that naturally, when people see people gather, when you see, that cohesion in society, you start to piss people off as well.
Yeah, it's a strong vehicle.
Yeah.
I've certainly come across and found out that, not just with the Iniquity Commonwealth project, but now with the film, as I keep saying, I've encountered 3 different types of people on this journey.
Yeah.
The smirkers, the door shutters, and the believers. The believers are people like us,
Yeah.
people, and we are overwhelmingly in strength of numbers.
Yeah, totally.
When we come together, it frightens a few of the others.
It does.
The door shutters, I would say, are very much a minority of people who've made it very clear to me during this journey that this is a party you're not invited to.
Yeah.
And they shut the door in my face, you know. So yeah, well, I think we've always been on the same hymn page, you know.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
You're obviously a very proud Merthyr boy, proud Welshman.
Yeah.
And a lot of what you do is to promote, in my opinion, the right message. That cohesion and coming together is the way in which we create a better society. But talk to me a little bit about as well about, you know, what you do to promote Merthyr, what you're doing to promote Merthyr, all the work that you've been embroiled with now throughout your lifetime, not just the Merthyr Rising Festival.
Yeah. I just believe that, you know, post-industrial towns like Merthyr, and I think this is a message for most sort of post-industrial towns, that we deserve better. So for me, it's not about, I haven't sort of waved a particular flag of, you know, any kind of you know, how can I put it, any sort of political kind of message. For me, it's about getting things done for the betterment of everyday people.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I believe that we underachieve, and what happens a lot in towns like Merthyr is that we're quite pessimistic and defeatist at times because of our history, because of what has happened to us, you know, from the Merthyr Rising to Thatcher, you know, right through history, we've been treated like shit. So for me, it's about having a sense of belief that we can do something better, and again, collectively we can do something better. But also, I'd say is having a vision and a creative mindset to deliver something for everyday people. I think that's kind of what sums up what I believe I do. I think, and this is my personal attributes, you know, I can offer spiky skills, you know, what things I do. I just like building things, you know, and when I get an idea, I kind of, what the litmus test for me with the ideas is what it does, not just for me, but what it does for people around me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like to sort of fix myself to projects that are more than just a, you know, a commercial angle. It has social benefits. It does something for people in general. So, you know, that's you know, the essence really of things I like to get involved with.
That's testament to the man you are, mate.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Of all the people that I've met along this journey, you know, I've met quite a few, and you're right there, up there for me.
Oh, thank you,
honestly. Hope you know me well enough now. I don't
want
to smoke a bed as ass. I'm much smoke treatment at times.
I appreciate that.
No, yeah, like we're in line with our political beliefs. It's difficult at times, I think. I've always said I don't want to politicize the story of Dic Penderyn, but it's difficult not to. It is difficult not to because of the climate that we live in, and the nature of the story. You know, you mentioned Thatcher there, and everything that's, you know, gone on throughout history, and the persecution of the working classes, which is what our ancestors in 1831 fought for. And we are here now in the Lamb Hotel, where Lewis Hellio, the leader of the Merthyr Rising, was incarcerated, spent his last night as a free man.
Yeah.
So I think you know, if I'm honest, we didn't purposely choose this venue.
No.
This was a backup venue for this interview, but it couldn't have been better really in terms of a location to come to. It's given me a poignancy of mindset, and you know, touching back to the story of Dic Penderyn and our feature film now, our debut feature film, Iniquity. How important do you think that film, bringing global awareness, which is our intention, to something so pivotal to your hometown and to Wales, which has got universal themes, proved when we took the stage production to Edinburgh, there's an appetite for this story right across the world. What do you think it could do for Wales and for Merthyr?
Well, I did start off by saying I'm amazed why this hasn't been done before. Why, this is such a significant story, an important story, like you said, with global appeal. Is why I can't believe this hasn't been done and picked up before. So that's massive credit for you.
Maybe there's some door shutters who don't want it to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. But obviously, maybe the tone and the message of such a story does come against resistance.
Yeah.
And I can, again, going back to what we just said, we can attest to that from from things that from projects that we have tried under the banner of Merthyr Rising. It comes with resistance at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to what you said, this is the time is now. The fact you've got to the place we've got, you've got a fantastic screenplay. You've attached, an amazing production team and a director who believe in it, and that's most important, because they actually believe in the story. And you've got, I think you've got the timing right as well, because if there's ever a need for a story, it's now.
Yeah.
And this has the ability to,
It's funny you mention our director, Chris Crowe. So Chris was the first person to reach out to me on the back of the success and experience with the stage play.
Yeah.
I said, look, I'd like to discuss collaborating with you on adapting your stage play across to a screenplay. And over that 3-year process, I knew then, much like meeting yourself, really, like we were on the same page, and we were on the same mindset, and his vision is just like, the guy's a genius. So when I signed off on the final draft, I registered the script with the Writers Guild. I then signed a contract, or an option it's called, with our producer Mike Riley's company, Sterling Pictures, to co-produce Iniquity with his company. And I had written into that contract or option that Chris Crowe has to direct it. Because if Mike ever decides to sell on the rights to that option to another production company or a studio, to co-produce Iniquity with Calon Films, for me, it has to be Chris Crowe that directs.
And Chris comes with the project.
It has to,
As I think in any project, having belief is and a vision is important. And if he has that, then you're making the right call.
As you know, much like yourself, the passion I've got for the story, it just grows.
Yeah.
It grows. And coming to places like this, it grows more and more.
Yeah.
And it's important for me that we not only do the story justice, but we involve the right people. That the people are in it for the right reasons, are on board for the right reasons. One of our executive producers, one of our investors, he probably won't like me mentioning this, right? Brian Jones from Castle Howell, and Professor Sir Christopher Evans. Never once have they mentioned to me what's our potential of return on investment here.
Yeah.
Well, there could be, there is an investment possibility that the film will. I genuinely believe that the film will end up making money.
Yeah.
It's never been about that for me,
and
it's important that we gather those people and galvanise them around us that are telling this story for the right reasons. Because in that way, then we'll do the story justice.
Absolutely. So they're not just investors; they're advocates of the story. And these are people that are going to spread that word, and they've got some influence in certain spheres, which most definitely you're going to have some impact on this film. Absolutely.
Let's raise a glass.
Yeah.
To
good luck.
Merthyr, Wales, Dic Penderyn, and Iniquity the movie.
And what I will say as well is you do deserve sort of a massive tap on the back on it. I've witnessed the passion and the sort of resilience of what you've done with this project, and I've seen you from when it was just an idea. I mean, so for me, that's been sort of I take great pride of you including me in any particular way.
An integral supporter of us. I never forget when we came up to Penderyn Square to open the Merthyr Rising Festival in 2022. First in-person one after COVID, I think.
That's right, yeah.
You orchestrated and helped us with all of that. And when you gave us that opportunity to go on Penderyn Square on the 3rd of June, the day that the exact anniversary, 191st anniversary of the Merthyr Rising, and to get to raise the red flag and to share our story with Merthyr, where it happened on the anniversary. That was a bucket list moment for me, you know, throughout this entire journey. And so that's something that'll stay with me for the rest of my life. So thank you very much.
And look, thank you for just, like I said, just being involved with it, and you know, I'm kind of excited now just seeing it come to fruition, and we know it's crossed that line where this has become a reality.
Yeah.
So well done, and good luck, bud.
Let's go and change history.
Yeah, very much.
Top man. Hapus iawn?